What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today's video is special. This one is highly requested. I know you guys have been waiting for it, and it is the spider line video. Everybody sees me using the spider lines. You see other people online using spider lines, and everybody's asking, how do you draw them? How do you draw them? And if you guys stick around to the end of the video, I'm gonna show you a quick tip on how you can quickly draw these lines without having to get into the nitty-gritty of trying to drag it to the exact right point. So stick around for that quick tip. Now, spider lines are levels of support and resistance that run diagonally on the chart, and price continuously reacts off of these levels. They're very strong areas of support and resistance, and they're drawn in a very specific way, and everybody's asking how to do it. So here it is, the spider line video. Without further ado, let's jump into it. So we're gonna start on our Bitcoin daily chart, and as you can see here, these yellow dotted lines running diagonally up the screen are indeed the spider lines. Now, if you zoom in here, let's say go to the 1 hour, you can see that the spider lines do indeed act as great levels of support and resistance. Right here, price was holding on for dear life. I don't even know how to count how many times it bounced, but we generally just held this line right here, and then price came up over, and as we came back down towards this area, you see that it respected here, respected there, respected there, respected here, faked us out here, and now we're bouncing off of it again right there. Now, you can come down to any time frame. Let's go to the 18-minute, and you can see that we're sticking this line all throughout this time period right here on the 18-minute. Come on down to the 6-minute. You know, you can see that we did indeed respect this a bunch of times here as well. And on the longer time frames, obviously, you see we respected there, and then we broke down, bounced, came straight down to this one, tried to hold it with this green candle right here before breaking back down, retesting. So you guys get it. These levels are not just random lines. These actually work. So this can help you while trading, right? Because with these key levels, you might not want to enter a long position. You know, you might see that we're pumping and you're like, oh no, I want to FOMO in, which I don't recommend. This is a bad strategy. But you might want to come in here and be like, oh, I'm going to FOMO in, and you don't realize that you're coming up to this level of resistance right here. And it would be a horrible place to set a long, being that you eventually get rejected down. So now for the big question, how do you draw them, right? You want these on your chart, you don't know how to get them, you see everybody on YouTube using them, and you just don't know how to get them, right? So let's get into it. I'm gonna show you how to draw them, just so we can start with a clean slate. I'm gonna start on a clear chart right here. And an important thing is that you have to start on the weekly time frame, right? So we're here on the weekly, and these lines are drawn. I usually draw mine from July, this candle right here, July 23rd, 2018, all through here. You can draw them, and then eventually you kind of, you know, you can't draw them once you get to a certain point, but all the way from July 23rd, all throughout the deep pits of the bear market back in the last cycle. And so let's get down to it, and let's start to draw these spider lines. So here you are on your weekly. You're gonna wanna come to your toolbar on TradingView. To the left, you wanna go one tool down, and you wanna double click, and you wanna find the ray tool. Click the ray tool, and there's a few different ways to draw these. As you guys know, you have the logarithmic button down here on TradingView. Now you can draw these on log or non-log. I draw them on log, and you can also draw them on both. I think a useful thing to do is to draw them on log and then draw them on non-log. And you can kind of toggle them on and off by clicking the log button. But for this case, we're just gonna do it on log for now, just for the example. Now we're gonna grab our ray tool. So let me be clear here. You wanna make sure you're drawing your spider line from the top of the candle body and not the wick, right? You do not wanna draw it up here. You wanna draw it on the body of the candle. So you grab your ray tool, you wanna come over to one of these candles, and you wanna get as close as you can to the top of the body of the candle, and you wanna click, and this gives you this little line here, as you can see. And you wanna grab this and you wanna lay it down on this big candle right here, and you wanna just touch it, right? You just wanna lean it in, and you wanna make sure it lays on top of the candle right there. And you wanna try to get it to the top of the candle as close to, you wanna get it touching but not cutting into it as best as you can. So let's go ahead and draw a couple more. Grab your ray tool, let's just draw one from this candle. Boom, and then you want to lay it right on top of that candle. And then let's grab another one, say from here, and lay it right on top of that candle. Let's just go with these levels and see if we can notice anything on the chart and see if these levels are working in current time. As you can see, just from drawing those 3 spider lines there, just randomly off of those specific candles we were talking about, we just drew 3 of them. And as you can see, we respected this here, broke down, respected this spider line perfectly, bounced back up, and now we are coming down to test this spider line. So there you go. It's already working. You've only drawn 3 of them, and we're already getting some respect off of these levels. So let's go back to the weekly, back over to this area, and just so you guys can find it a little easier, you're looking for this right before this big dump and this big dumped area right here. This is about, the middle of this dump is February 2019, and then I started it here on July 23rd, 2018. Let's go ahead and draw a few more here. Let's stretch it out a little bit. Let's draw one from here, and you want to get it right on the tip of that candle. Grab one from here. Let's get this candle right on the top, as close as you can get it. Sometimes TradingView gets funky. And then let's draw another one, say right here, there. And then let's draw one more from right here, there. Okay, so let's go back and see if price respected these areas. And look at that, right here, we broke through this one, came back to test it, got rejected, came down, bounced a little bit, tried to come up with that little green candle right there, and then fell into this little range right here, respected this line, came up, rejected this line, broke through, tried to get back up, came back down, tested this line, and these ones we just looked at before. So as you can see, these are very, very powerful, right? And even if you scroll back in time, you can see, we respected this one, this spider line right here a bunch of times, came down 1, 2, we got rejected off of this one, support, kind of support, broke through a little bit, faked out, support, resistance. So you can see that these are very, very, very powerful levels, and this works on any time frame. Let's come down to the 1 hour. As you can see, look at this, boom, respected it right here, and then broke right out of this one and tested it as support, and then bounced off of it. Let's see, respect there. Look at that, respect right there. So as you can see, this does work on any time frame. You can draw a bunch of them, like on my chart, I do have a whole lot of them drawn. However, eventually you run out of room where you can't really touch, your ray tool to the top of this candle from down here without crossing through other candles. So I typically draw them all throughout here until I start running out of room. And they've been working really, really well. They're super, super strong. And if you guys made it this far in the video, little bonus tip, if you click the ray tool and then come down here to this little magnet icon, you can click this and you see that your cursor snaps to the wicks or the bodies of the candle. This helps you get an exact level off of the body of the candle. You can click and you're right on the body of the candle, nice and even. And then same thing, you want to just draw them right to the tip of that candle, as close as you can get to touching without cutting through a big portion of the body. And it just makes it a little easier to plot the lines, a little quicker. If you want to add and remove them often, it does make it a little bit easier to draw them like that. So guys, I think that's all I got for the spider lines. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy. I think a lot of people get really, really overwhelmed when they see people pull these charts up with these big, all these horizontal diagonal lines. Everybody gets all, they get all like, oh my God, this looks so confusing. But shout out to CryptoFace. I'm pretty sure he's the one that made the spider lines and created them. So shout out to him. I mean, these are crazy levels of support and resistance, super strong, super useful. So there you go. Yet another tool to add to your trading tool belt to help you when entering and exiting trades, knowing when to enter, knowing when might not be such a good time to enter, and staying as profitable as possible. So with that being said, that's all I got, guys. Frankie Candles out.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me